and Gio.
BT and Sal.
Kevin and Tiki. Keith McPherson, your nighttime host on The Fan.
On The Fan.
On The Fan.
On The Fan.
It's WFAN Daily, hosted by Pete Hoffman.
What's up, everybody? It's Pete Hoffman with you on another episode of WFAN Daily. You can always follow me at WFAN. The New York Knicks started the day on Wednesday getting denied from being able to talk to Jason Kidd with the Dallas Mavericks. And the rest of the day, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse as 5 different teams deny the New York Knicks from interviewing or talking to or trying to make a trade with a coach from an NBA team. Hawks, the Timberwolves with Finch, the Jason Kidd with the Mavericks. Udoka. I mean, this is getting sloppy now. And you could sit there, and I've heard it over and over and over from experts stating, if you think that the Knicks' game plan was to go into this offseason, get rid of their head coach, and not have a plan, you're dumb. It's just wrong. That's ridiculous that they don't have a plan. It's a due diligence. Make sure you check on every single team. Make sure you don't miss anything, and then go find the head coach that you want. Which means they have no plan. Because if you're going to tell me that there's a coach out there right now that the Knicks desperately wanted, they would just bring him in. It doesn't make a difference if he's a free agent, if he's on another team. Obviously, it does make a difference if he's on another team. But if he was somebody that there was mutual interest in, then that player, that person, that head coach would make waves and find a way to tell his current team, hey, by the way, I want to go there. Let's make it happen because I'm not happy here. That would be the case. But there's none of that. There's Jason Kidd, done. Just done. And for me, that means there's no plan. And that is the most disheartening thing about this whole situation, because no matter what you say, Tom Thibodeau did something that no coach has done with the New York Knicks in 25 years. 4 playoff trips in 5 years. Got them all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And because of that, you fire him? And again, I've said this before, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but this is the idiot nature of the business. Fire the coach because they didn't win. Fire the coach because they didn't win. So bring in a coach that has no idea about this team, has no feel for this team, but all of a sudden, after 1 year of basically a whole new team with Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns coming on to join forces with Brunson, Hart, and OG, and it's just going to work out? It doesn't work like that. In a year, they started to gel a little bit, but it wasn't perfect. And you get rid of the coach to find someone that you're not even sure who you want, who's going to fit, who's going to say yes, who are you going to have access to? And then on top of that, it's not only just the head coaches. There's talks about trading for superstars, talks to trade for other big-name players. And how the hell do you think you're going to get those big-name players? How do you think, listen, Kevin Durant is supposedly done. That's Knicks. Knicks are out of it. But how the hell were you supposed to get Kevin Durant? Were you just going to trade all the draft picks that you don't have? Was Huck Porty going to be able to match salaries with Kevin Durant? No. You're going to be trading big salaries. Guys like Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. Those are the names. Maybe even a Josh Hart. Those are the names that are going to be circulating around trade rumors. So if it's the players and you fire the coach to then trade the players, what the hell are you doing? It makes zero sense. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Defend as much you want to Leon Rose and James Dolan. But they've reached a point of stupidity that only the Knicks can do. Smell that? It smells like Carmelo Anthony. Donnie Walsh was setting up a successful franchise, successful organization with the New York Knicks when Stoudemire came over, and they knew that Carmelo Anthony was going to be available. But desperate to make a splash for whatever reason, James Dolan pulled the trigger to trade all of these assets for Carmelo Anthony. And guess what happened? Yeah, you went to the playoffs once. Maybe was it twice? And nothing. We saw ISO Melo for quite some time. We saw a team that just never really got off got you excited. The only time they got you excited was the Jeremy Lin stretch of games. And then Carmelo came back and waved his hand and said, no, this is my team. There's no ISO Jeremy Lin. There's no Jeremy Lin is amazing. I'm going to take over. I'm taking over. This is my team. And it's just a gross situation. And that was the start of the awfulness of the New York Knicks, or part of the awfulness, because they were already bad by then anyway. They were desperate, but they didn't need to be. And that's the thing. You're in a beautiful situation. You just got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, it stunk that you lost to the Pacers. Yeah, that hurt. But you're still in a really good situation. And why can't this team be better? Why can't the roster that you have built, why can't it get better? Why can't you add some pieces on the bench to make it better? Instead, you fire Tom Thibodeau, who goes out there and respectfully gives a nice thank you to everybody, to the fans, to the players, to everybody. And you sit there and go, this guy in 5 years, no matter what you want to say about how he coached the bench, how he didn't coach the bench, how he didn't play the bench, how he didn't create different ways to different plays to put together in crunch time situations rather than just go to ISO Jalen Brunson, try to put some play together, try to do whatever it takes to be creative. Tom Thibodeau might not have done that. But on the other hand, 3 years in a row, they got to the semi-conference finals or beyond. 2 years back-to-back, they lost in the semi-conference, but then they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. And who's to say they couldn't get more out of this team? Who's to say Tom Thibodeau couldn't get more out of this team? Who's to say that, hey, Leon Rose, if you want to have a conversation with Tibbs, be like, hey, dude, this is what our plan of action is. This is how it's going to go. This is the bench you're going to get. Please use it because they are talented. Maybe it would have worked. Instead, it feels like it's the same old Knicks, and this team is not going to repeat what they did last year, and there's no chance of them repeating. There's no chance of them repeating what happened last year, and I highly doubt that they'll get back to the semifinals with whatever coach you're going to bring in. I don't even know who it's going to be. We have no idea. It just feels like it's going to be a slop fest all season long, and it's going to be disappointing. But guess what? That coach won't get fired because it's okay. It's the first year. You're wasting a window. You actually created this beautiful window where it's going to take, you have the time frame here. You do. You're in this championship window. You've played in the playoffs 3 years in a row. You've gotten this far. You're telling me this is not a good window, that you can't win a championship, you can't get to the finals in this window, and you get rid of the coach? It doesn't make any sense. It's extremely stupid, and it hurts being a Knicks fan. If you're a Knicks fan, I believe that you're in pain right now. And you could sit there and say, well, they had to get rid of Tom Thibodeau. And I've heard many people say they had to get rid of Tom Thibodeau. But right now, the replacement is question mark, question mark, question mark. That's it. You have no answer. That's not going to help. That's not winning you crap. So, I'm sorry. Yes, there's still time, and they could maybe find the right guy. I doubt it. I doubt it. And if you want to say, oh, Leon Rose, give the trust to Leon Rose. So far, he's done everything right. This doesn't sound like Leon Rose. That's why it doesn't sound right. That's why it feels like it's not going to work. Because it doesn't feel like Leon Rose. It doesn't seem like he was the one who was, spearheading this. That's why it feels so bad. On top of the denial for the Knicks to getting any head coach to talk to them, again, Bulls, Hawks, T-Wolves. Again, we said not the Bucks, but the Mavericks all deny conversations with the Knicks. Who else got denied? The Washington Nationals got denied as David Peterson shut down the Nationals. 9 innings, complete game, 0 runs, 6 strikeouts, only 6 hits given up, no walks, was extremely efficient. I mean, it hasn't happened. I know Luis Severino pitched a shutout last year, pitched a complete game last year. Well, before that was Jacob deGrom in 2021. So this doesn't happen all the time with the Mets. It doesn't really happen that much in baseball anymore. You get a no-hitter once in a while, but complete games, it's just not a thing. And especially with the Mets, they just don't do it. And David Peterson was efficient, and you could see it happen. And he was getting stretched out. He was kind of building. His pitch count was amazing today, halfway through the game. So you just felt like he can get deeper and deeper into the game. And he just shut down a team that, let's be honest, they are good. I'm not taking away anything from the Washington Nationals. This is not like the Miami Marlins. This is not like the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is not like some AAA team that's dressed in an MLB jersey. No, this has legitimate players. James Woods is phenomenal. He is an up-and-coming player who has been killing the ball all season long with the Nationals, and they have some really good talent on this team. And they got shut down. Came close. But Tyrone Taylor with the amazing throw from center field, guns out. I forgot who it was that was went all the way home, but a great tag by Luis Torrens, and clearly he was out. But it was close play. Amazing Tyrone Taylor did what he had to do. And that's why everyone keeps talking about, oh, you got to get a center fielder. Yes, offense is nice. An offensive threat at that center field position is nice. But defensively, Tyrone Taylor has done everything you can ask for and more. And he keeps on coming up with big play after big play after big play. If you're telling me that Tyrone Taylor is going to sit for another subpar center fielder, as in like Cedric Mullins, the guy's batting, I know he's hurt right now, but the guy's batting 232. Maybe he's got, does he have double-digit home runs? I don't even think so. He's not doing anything very impressive this year with the Baltimore Orioles, where I got to sit there and go, oh, you know who would be perfect fit for the New York Mets? Bring him Cedric Mullins. No. If it's not going to be a stud-like player, if you're not bringing in, and I'm not going to say Mike Trout because he doesn't even play center field anymore, but if you're not going to bring in like a star-type player that plays a great center field defensively, but that can also hit the hell out of the baseball, I don't want him. I don't, because you have enough between Tyrone Taylor just keeping the job and playing there. When Jose Siri comes back, again, he's got some pop. I'm not sitting there saying that he's going to be, the next Ken Griffey Jr., but I'll take a squad of him Tyron Taylor, if you want to put Luis Angel out there a little bit, maybe call up one of the young guys. Maybe call up Jet Williams. Maybe call somebody else up and see if he wants to play center field a little bit. You never know. There could be injuries. But I do not want to sit there and trade a single prospect for Cedric Mullins. Okay? All I think of by trading for someone like that, for a meaningless trade like that, just reminds me of Javi Baez and Pete Crow Armstrong, which is killing me right now. And that he just continues. He's had a little bit of a funk lately, but the guy's he's a phenomenal ball player. He's going to be around forever. He's so young, so fast. He's got a lot of pop in the bat. He's everything that the Mets need in a center fielder right now. And we traded him away for Javi Baez. I mean, come on. By the way, Juan Soto's on fire. It's official. He's got 10 hits in the past 5 games. He's been on base on top of that. I think he walked another 5 times on top of those 10 hits in the past 5 games. I mean, he is just 2 home runs back-to-back days. He's lighting the world on fire. He's confident. He's getting that cockiness. And it's about time. And the Mets fans are appreciating it. Pete Alonso stays hot, gets another big hit early on in the game. Also gets hit in the hand, but he's fine, which is nice to see because I don't want to see him get hurt. There is a lot of good things going on with this Mets team, and they just keep on winning ball games. They're 20 games over 500 right now. 20 games over 500. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The Yankees, on the other hand, they get the victory, and they deny the Royals from making a comeback as Mark Leiter Jr. just collapses again. 9th inning, Yankees are up 6-0. Game's in hand. It's no big deal. Yet somehow he allows this Royals team to come back. And on his own accord, too. I mean, you give up a hit, okay, fine. But then you throw the ball away. I mean, it just, Mark Leiter Jr. was asking to get a loss. Asking to get a loss on Wednesday night. But they get the win. Yankees get the win. And Aaron Judge hits his 25th home run of the season. So he's got 25 home runs. It's not league leader, if I'm correct, but it's close. His RBI total, it's up there. And his batting average up there. I mean, the guy's going to be winning the Triple Crown. Every game, he just continues to find a different way to just create damage. And there's no way to keep him in the park. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Every game, it feels like he's hitting a home run. Every opportunity he gets to take an opportunity to swing, it feels like he's getting on base. It feels like he's getting a hit. And that's just the brilliance of Aaron Judge. I mean, the guy we talked about yesterday on Wednesday on BT and Sal, the importance. Is it important to win these, to get the Triple Crown, to get an MVP? I mean, Max Fried might win the Cy Young. You're talking about, I don't even remember if there's ever been a time where one team has had the MVP and Cy Young. It probably has happened, but it probably hasn't happened in a while, I'll tell you that much. That being said, it's like, it is remarkable to see these great seasons. At the end of the day, you still want to win a championship, but take that aside for a second. It's the regular season. It's 162. It's incredible to see what he's doing. It's stupid. It's one of those things where, and it's underappreciated for sure, because nobody's talking about it, because he does this consistently. It's like when Barry Bonds broke. Well, let's rewind. It's like when Mark McGwire broke the record for most home runs in a season, right? Then all of a sudden Sosa did it. Then all of a sudden Barry Bonds did it. And by the time Barry Bonds broke that record again, it was like, all right, we get it. This home run record is impressive, and you're really good at doing it. And it's happened already. Let's move on to the next. Can someone bat over 400? Can somebody steal? Could somebody hit 57 games in a row? Did somebody do that? Hello. Aaron Judge has got us to that complacency where we sit there and see this guy, this mammoth of a human being, just continue to put up massive numbers every year, and we expect it. And if he doesn't do it, that's when we'll talk about it. If he struggles, that's when we'll talk about it. But when he hits 55, 56, 57 home runs this year, it's going to be whatever. Maybe we'll put a watch on if it's 57 home runs with 2 weeks to go. Oh, maybe he'll get 63 home runs. Maybe we'll talk about it then. But it's like it doesn't even faze us anymore because he's just that good. You're expecting Aaron Judge to be this great. And listen, rightfully so. He's that good. He is. But I think we got to give him more props and enjoy it. If you're a Yankee fan right now, you have to be enjoying it. You have to be enjoying everything. The fact that you continue to beat up on these, Central Division teams, and where the Detroit Tigers are the best team in the American League, right? That is a thing at the moment. I'm telling you right now. We can even just see the Kansas City Royals, for example. Two of their better pitchers got smoked by the Yankees in the first 2 games of the series. They are not that good. They're good against not good teams. The Yankees know how to beat up on these teams. The Yankees have offense. They have Aaron Judge. They have a surplus of veteran hitters that can take advantage of decent to mediocre pitching. And the Royals are one of the best pitching staffs in the league. But that just shows that they're not that good. And that's why I sit there and always say the Yankees have a smooth path to get back to the World Series. It would be devastating if they don't get back there. It would be terrible if this New York Yankees team does not come back to the World Series. It just would be. Because I'm sorry, there's nobody else in the East that can keep up with them. The Red Sox are disappointing. The Blue Jays continue to be disappointing. The Orioles are a disgusting mess. The Rays are playing at Yankee Stadium in Florida. I mean, that's really what's going on here. They're using their facility. They're not going to do anything this year. They're definitely not. But then you go across the league in the American League. It just, even the Central teams, even though they seem like they're good and they're stacked, they beat up on the White Sox. They beat up on some of these lesser teams. They beat up on each other, but they are not in the same world as the Yankees. It's just different levels. It just really is. Bobby Wood Jr. is an amazing ball player, but he can't touch Aaron Judge. You could sit there and say all you want. Oh, Bobby Wood Jr. is going to be a no doubt Hall of Famer. Yeah, he's got speed. Yeah, he plays a prime position at shortstop. But this year, he's got nothing. He's got nothing. I mean, Aaron Judge blows him out of the water. So, yeah, Bobby Wood Jr. is a good player. He had a MVP-type season last year. But he has a long way to go to be able to hold Aaron Judge's jockstrap. That's for sure. All right. And finally, let's get to the Chris Kreider news because I do want to touch on that. The fact that they're going to offload Chris Kreider to Anaheim. I'm not upset by that because I think he had a very off year. I wish maybe they would have moved on from him sooner. I know he's a captain, or not a captain. I know he's an assistant captain. I know he's been like the legacy guy on this team. He's been around, Mr. Consistency. I do think that at the end of the day, it's been a little disappointing how they're handling him. That's the bigger deal, is how they're handling Chris Kreider. It's not that it's time to move on. Moving on from him is fine. It's how they're handling him and how they're handling the entire roster. And it's getting frustrating now because Chris Drury is somebody who should not be in charge of this freaking team. He has completely butchered this job. And the fact that he's allowed to keep on going and have an offseason and figure out a way to manipulate contracts or push other contracts out of here and to build what? He has done nothing. Every piece that he got in trades did absolutely nothing in last year. 2 years ago when they made that playoff push, yeah, they got some guys that were nobodies. They brought in some absolute nobodies at the trade deadline, and maybe they helped a little bit. Maybe there was a little like, oh, okay, maybe they gave you a little spark here or there, but it wasn't enough. You needed a big-time player to come in and step up and be a goal scorer, take over for guys that couldn't figure, get to the back of the net. And this year in particular, too, like there were so many opportunities for the Rangers to make it to the playoffs, and they couldn't. And there was never any sort of proactive move by Chris Drury to help this team. It was more of, well, they lost a lot. Why should we? I'm going to just start, unloading people. They were 11-4 to start the season, and then they lost a ton of games. And it's like, well, you guys don't deserve it. You know what? Who doesn't deserve it? It's Chris Drury. He doesn't deserve that job. Get out of here. I'm not telling you that this team was perfect. I'm not telling you that this team didn't have holes. But the way you treated Trouba during the offseason, the way that you're treating Chris Kreider, which we all knew that he was going to eventually get traded because you were trying to trade him all last year. And then you go out there and you sign Igor Shesterkin to a huge deal. You lock him up in a dumb-ass move because we all know he doesn't score goals, and he's not as good as Henrik Lundqvist was. I'm sorry. Igor Shesterkin may have moments of greatness. He is not consistently good, and that is going to just bury this team for the next few years if they can't figure something else out and if they can't find a different – listen, Mike Sullivan, great coach. I don't think he's turning it around this year. I don't. Not with the squad right now that they have. It's just too inconsistent. And it's not very talented. You got rid of Kako finally, and the guy found a way to light the back of the net up plenty of times. He found ways to put up, I think he was like 40 points or whatever it was, or 24 points in 40 games. However it was, he completely doubled the amount of points he had from when he was playing with the Rangers for halfway through the season. It's gross. It's because they don't know how to develop players. It's getting sickening. Okay, Keandre Miller has taken tons of step backs. It's just you go up and down. Even Adam Fox had a really rough season last year. It's getting depressing. But I'll digress. It's late or early, depending on when you're listening to the podcast, and we don't even know if he's getting traded yet, but he most likely will. Thank you again for listening to another episode of WFAN Daily. It's Pete Hoffman with you, and I appreciate you for checking me out. Go follow me at Hoff WFAN on any social media platform. I will be back with BT and Sal every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Also, you can find me Saturday mornings on WFAN from around 2 to 5 a.m. Sometimes I'm on a little bit earlier than that, but about 2 to 5 a.m. on Saturday mornings. And then, as always, I do the WFAN Daily Podcast, and I do the Rico Bronya Podcast with Evan Roberts. And if you feel like, well, why was there not a Rico Bronya Podcast for David Peterson shutout? We decided we needed to take a day off. We had the walk-off with Jeff McNeil podcast. Let's take the David Peterson. We're going to do a podcast every day then, it feels like, with the Mets. Because every day something special is happening. It really does feel like that. All right, listen. Enjoy the day, the night, whatever it is, whenever you listen to this podcast. But check me out or check this out again tomorrow because there's going to be another episode because that's what we do. WFAN Daily. Thank you again for checking us out. And listen, again, don't forget to tune into Odyssey or WFAN because you got ton of great shows. You got Boomer and Gio. You got BT and Sal, Evan and Tiki, Keith McPherson, Tommy Lugauer, Chris McMonagle. You got everybody. You go to the Odyssey app. You can download anything on demand there, or these podcasts are all there as well. And you get these podcasts wherever you download, wherever you get your podcasts, you'll find these podcasts as well. So there's plenty of different places. All right, listen, at Hoff WFAN, I will see you guys tomorrow.